If you've heard of the Looksmaxxing trend, you know this is a trend that focuses on reaching your aesthetic potential with doing all these weird techniques like mewing. They even get surgery. They're constantly just focused on having like a pretty face. But it turns out this actually just makes you feminine and it doesn't help you get more girls. This is a trend that was created on an incel forum for guys who probably didn't have very high confidence. And so they resorted to this like coping mechanism of looks maxing. So in this video, I want to talk to you about the social maxing protocol. This is what's actually going to help you take your social confidence to the next level, enable you to live an abundant dating life and have a better social life. It turns out that women have it easier in dating because they just need to look good pretty much. They need to look decently attractive, be polite, and then guys will be drooling over them. Guys, they don't have it so easy. You need to have some substance as a man. You need to have some sort of skills, some sort of physique, something else going for you other than just your appearance, your face, or you're just going to be treated like an average guy basically. So go into the description and join the community so that you can follow along with the calendar and actually track your progress throughout this protocol. So week number 1 and 2. Number 1, if you haven't already read the book, I highly suggest you read How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is one of the books that started me out on my journey of really getting good at talking to girls and talking to people. And if you haven't read it, I highly recommend you do. Now, if you've already read that book, because it is pretty popular, then move on to a more advanced book. It's called The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. And that's going to help you with more practical skills on talking to women specifically. So make sure you're reading at least one book throughout week 1 and 2, and probably throughout your life, honestly, if you want to get better. Number 2, you need a regular group activity. And for this, I recommend doing an athletic activity. So join a gym, join a club. This could be like a Muay Thai gym, a regular gym. You could join a rec basketball league. But I recommend doing athletics because guys bond over doing, sport together. And you're also going to get better with your social skills while you're getting healthy. So make sure you're at least in something that you're doing regularly. So weeks 1 and 2, you don't even want to start approaching girls yet from a romantic standpoint because you're just rusty. You're not really at that level yet. So just kind of like as a preseason time, this is where you just want to approach girls with like platonic friendly conversation. So some things that you could say is asking them for directions. You can be like, hey, do you know where the nearest Starbucks is? Or you can go to the mall and go to a shoe store and be like, hey, which one of these shoes is going to help me get a girlfriend? You can ask. That's just something funny that I used to do. And if you want a full list of conversation openers that you can just use any girl, anytime to start friendly conversations, that will also be in the community. So give compliments to strangers, whether it's a guy, whether it's a girl in this time period. Just start getting into the habit of, starting conversations with strangers, making eye contact, smiling, active listening, asking open-ended questions. Number 4, you're going to have to cut some things out of your life when you're doing this protocol because you're probably spending too much time scrolling on TikTok, watching YouTube videos, getting your parasocial relationship, going online. So you need to cut this down to maximum 30 minutes per day so that you can spend more time like intentionally socializing. So if you're doing that for the first 1 to 2 weeks, you should be pretty good. Make sure you're reading, you're doing a group activity, and you're starting conversations with girls from a platonic standpoint. So week number 3 through 5. Now you can start talking to girls with romantic interest because you've probably started to get some social momentum. So you want to talk to at least 2 girls per day in person with the intention of at least asking for their phone number or potentially, furthering it, asking them on a date later. And your goal here is to get at least 1 date per week. And talking to girls on Tinder does not really count for any points in this category because you're just not really getting better at real world interaction. So you want to schedule 2 times per week where you're out somewhere in public doing cold approach for at least an hour each time. So some places where I've successfully picked up women, just complete strangers on the street, is the park, the bookstore, the beach. Pretty much anywhere you go that has girls in public, you can talk to them and you can take them on dates. So make sure you're doing that on top of already having like a group activity. You're going out, you're talking to girls, and if you want more in detail information, because I can't fit it all in this video, that will all be in the community. Basically what you say, how to have conversations with the girls, and that will help you out a lot in actually landing dates. So do that for an additional 2 weeks. Once you've reached week 5, you've probably been in my community, having accountability, asking questions, seeing other people's success, and you should be seeing some results at this point. You know, if you're out talking to girls, you're out introducing yourself, you should be seeing some results. So now your new goal at week 5 and beyond is to get at least 2 dates per week while still progressing in the other areas of your life. You know, because you don't want to fall off on the gym, or you don't want to fall off on your business just because you want to get some dates, right? And now we can start incorporating a bit of online dating too, since you've already worked on your social skills a little bit more. So download Tinder if you haven't already, but what you need to do before you start swiping on Tinder is you need to make sure you have a good profile. So the way that I did this is one day I literally had a photography day, and I went out to like 5 different locations and I had random strangers take pictures of me. And so now I have a really good Tinder profile that works, you know, I get matches on it. But before that, I had a really bad profile and I wasn't getting any success. It was simply because of the pictures that I had. Because you have to think, girls are able to, you know, constantly re-scroll through your profile. If they're good, then they'll even fantasize about you. If you're bad, then they can just have a reminder that you have ugly, you know, basic selfie pictures. You need pictures of you like looking like an interesting person doing different activities, you know. So report your progress within the community. You know, if you have any questions, any problems, make sure you're asking about it so that you can get help from other guys who are doing it too. Once you get to this level and you're seeing at least 2 dates per week, you're going to start to see what real abundance is like in dating, something that most guys have never seen before. And you'll have plenty of options to choose from, lots of fun experiences. So I hope you can get, you know, consistent and you can make it to like week 5 of actually going out and talking to girls, talking to guys, and improving yourself in this way. So I guess I'll see y'all in the community, and I'll see you on the next video.